Welcome to Ayurveda, the way of Aghora. Today we will discuss about the 7 body tissues. That is the constructive material of the physical body, right? Now we learned about 5 elements and 5 bioenergies which makes the body mind functions, right? Now it takes a physical form. So the food is digested. Food is the very first part of the food is somewhat digested in the mouth with the saliva. Then it moves down to the stomach, and from the stomach, wall of the stomach, a kind of juice or a kind of enzyme which will be produced by the wall of the stomach, and that mixed with the food, and then it get digested. A part of it has been digested. Then it moved to duodenum, where it meet with the pancreatic juice and the gallbladder, the bile which has been mixed into the food from the gallbladder. All those things happens over there. Then the food is now ready to be absorbed in the body, which moves into the small intestine. A part of certain digestive procedure must be happening over there too. And then this digestive food is been absorbed into the bloodstream. That's called rasa. Rasa means the extract of the food. And it happens only according to your body, individual body function. Accordingly, the certain nutrients, certain part of the food, it's not everybody absorb the same way. So it depends on your body type, it depends on your bioenergies, it depends on your requirement by the body. Body has its innate wisdom, its own innate awareness to absorb what is required. So now the very first body tissue is become the rasa, the extract of the digested food, right? And that moves into the spleen along with the blood and become the real blood, right? Then through the spleen it function, it's called the Rakta Patra, the vessel of the blood, and it become real blood. So blood is the second. The first is rasa, the extract of food, then become the blood, Rakta. Then as the way you know that in the milk, if you keep the milk, there is a formation which happens on the top of it. Right? A layer is been formed, and at the layer you become the ghee. If you extract, there is oil inside, so that layer is slowly created. That is called the fat. The flesh and the mansa, the muscle tissues. That's the flesh, muscle tissues are the third. Rasa, blood, rakta, rasa, the extract of the food, rakta, the blood, and the third is the mamsa, or the muscle tissues are formed. As the way the layer is formed on the top of the milk, right? Then meda is been born out of the fat. The fat next level is the fat tissues. That's one way. It's a storage of energy in our body, as well the lubrication of all our joints is been functioning because of the fat tissues. Those are the function of the fat tissues, which is stored under the skin and everywhere in the part of the muscles all across the body. It's been, especially in particular places, it is stored more. That's we know that you get bulky, right? So rasa, rakta, mamsa, meda. Then the formation is harder. It becomes harder as the way it takes the more dryness, more water has been taken out, and the more earth it becomes. That is the bone. Asti is been formed out of it. Asti means bone, and cartilages is born out of there. Majja is the other nervous tissues as well as the bone marrow, which is responsible for the sensory sensations in all across the body, and which is born as the sixth tissue. And the last one is the reproductive tissue, the sperm, semen, or the ova in the female, the egg. These are the 7 tissues. So rasa, the extract of the food, rakta, the blood, mamsa, the muscles, and meda, the fat tissue, asti is the bone, majja is the marrows and the nervous tissues, and shukra, the reproductive tissue. These are the 7 tissues responsible for your physical body. So Ayurveda understands it as the functional unit. So from every the element to transformation into other tissue, it always requires the fire. The fire function, fire is the cause of transformation. You can understand how important is the fire's function. So that the very important thing is that the fire has to be maintained in the body. You have to have the proper digestion to have all those things, to create a proper body tissue, right? So when it function it very well, so all this evolution happened naturally, all this evolution happened without any specific effort, as it happens naturally without forcing, and your mind is calm. Suppose if your mind is suffering from depression, anxiety, or any psychological issues, what will happen to this transformation, or what will happen to this evolution of one tissue to other? It is all affected, right? Because the very first digestion will be affected. If you are worried, if you are anxious, if you are fearful, all those, if you are in hatred, what will happen? The digestive process will be hampered. And this assimilatory procedures and later transformation into other one-to-one other tissue, the whole body will suffer just because of you have a psychological imbalance, right? So what to be done? You should be happy. Simply, once you're happy, your body functions, your mind functions will be all right, right? It's so simple. It's common sense, I'm saying, I think. I'm not talking about some rocket science. It's just a common sense. So you have to practice, because I say it is a skill you can develop. Yes, there are difficult situations. Still, you have to learn how to be happy, at least while having food. How important is this? How important even after the food? It takes at least 4 hours to digest the food into rasa. Then it takes weeks to become all these body tissues. Maybe it takes a longer time, it depends on the person's fire. If your fire is good, it can transform into another form much faster. And along with that, this excretory process also has to happen, because all this become, once if it is fulfilled, once the cell is lived enough, there is a expiry happens. Then the cell dies and go back, and it will go out from our body through the excretory procedures. That will, we can talk, we already spoken about it, but please understand how important this function, how important this understanding for a happy and healthy living. And when everything functions well, your body reaches a state called ojas. You will be vibrant, energetic. That is the way you measure the health. All these procedures are functioning well, and your body is vibrant, energetic, your mind is calm, loving, happy. Then there is something happens. The very first thing that you become energetic. Second thing is that tejas, the aura, the energy spheres around your body, and it start increasing bigger and bigger. It will become, so you become a tejasvi. So Ayurveda say you should have a vibrant health. It doesn't mean that you should have big muscles. You can develop it if you wish, but it's more important that you should be ojasvi. Ojasvi means you are vibrant, and tejasvi, that means your aura, your energy level has to grow bigger. Look at this healthy concept of Ayurveda. How beautiful, isn't it? How nice it is. So please understand and live accordingly, which will help you a lot to have a beautiful life. So wish you a very, very beautiful, happy life. Enjoy your life. Enjoy!